You know, we thought that when this season started that we had it in us. We had it in us to win this league. There's a lot of good teams. You know, Goucher's good, Scranton's good, Susquehanna's good. There's good teams around here. But you know, it just feels good to accomplish what we set out to do with a team mentality, team first. Our goal every time was let's count to 5. Let's count 5 team wins, and that's our job for the day. So we were able to do that all the way through, and so far it's worked. Well, it worked in the finals. It worked every match before that, so it feels great. It's not possible to say enough about Geoff Diehl. I mean, he's been a consummate teammate since the day I got here. You know, he was in his second year here when I got here, and he walked into my office then and said, whatever this team needs, I'll do it. And we talked immediately about what we need, how we need to improve our culture, how we need to improve our fitness, how we need to improve our match play. And he continued that for the entire time, and it came to a peak today. You know, he beat Tarquin McGurn, who is a fantastic player. Lost to him twice early in the year, and I thought Geoff played pretty well in those 2 earlier matches. We continued, you know, myself and Patty McDonald, my assistant, continued to work with Geoff on a daily basis about game plan, about recognizing strengths, about making peace with other players making great shots, because they're going to do it, especially a player on Tarquin's level. And he soaked in every piece of information we could give him, and did his job. And you know, the other factor there is, you know, Geoff also with his partner Brett Schuler at second doubles, they haven't lost yet this season. You know, we have 2 really good doubles teams. They ended up being second by way of a tournament earlier in the preseason, and there was no what about me. It was like, hey, if that's my role, then we're going to do it very well. And he's absolutely been a leader since day one. He was one of the first captains I named when I got here. I'm really proud of how he played today, how he played throughout this tournament, and this year. He's done everything we've asked him to do and then some. So Jeremy Gottlieb is the comeback story. You know, Jeremy had some adversity before he got here, but he has made a conscious decision to work on a daily basis of being a better player, being a better teammate, being a better person. So adversity doesn't really affect him so much anymore. He continues on his path. He does everything he can, and I assure you that if he loses, it's because a better player played better. You know, Jeremy is a tough kid, and you know, Patrick, who he played against, that kid can hit winners. He's a talented kid, but it's really tough to match Jeremy's intensity when he's headed in the right direction. And he ripped off, you know, 5-6 games in a row in that first set. Ended up taking the tiebreaker, a real close tiebreaker. And Jeremy's one of those big momentum players that if he's ahead and he's heading in the right direction, he's like a freight train. He's going to be awfully difficult to stop, and he proved that today. So I talked to another Landmark coach last night. We have a lot of good relationships in our conference. Coaches get along pretty well. We chat from time to time, and one of them said that we did a good job avoiding obstacles this year, and I said timeout. You know, we have 3 of our international players who were not with us this semester. You know, in Avi Pereira and Leo and Lorenzo, and you know, really good tennis players. We lost Billy McDonald in our very first match of the year. He's one of our top doubles player. He has a biceps tendon issue. We lost Bryce Kennedy for 2 matches. We lost Santo for almost a month. We lost Jack Polver for 3 weeks. And the list goes on. You know, our court situation right now isn't ideal, and we just said, this is what we have to deal with today. Let's do our best and control what we can control. And what we can control is everybody in our program working in the right direction on a daily basis, accepting your assignment, do your job well. And I promise you, I promise these guys from day one, if you guys do what is asked of you on a daily basis, it's going to be a great year. So, you know, getting back to Landmark Champs, you know, I inherited a great tradition when I took the Drew job, and I felt that it was my job to get us back on top. And as of today, that's where we sit, on the top of this league. First focus is let's have a great practice the next time we get together. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see where we go. I'm excited to see who we play. It's gonna be a great opportunity for these guys. It's my first trip, but it's their first trip. So we're very much excited about it, but it is not, we're not bringing a happy to be here attitude into this tournament. There's some really good teams out there. But you know, our attitude is if we have a great week of practice, we can continue to win. So that's the focus right now. Let's be great again next weekend.